Nerdland jumped for joy earlier this week when we found out Kerry Washington was on Vanity Fair's August cover. But it's been 8 years since another black woman has been on the cover of the magazine, and Kerry is the first black actor to do it alone. In 2013, why are there still so few beautiful representations of these gorgeous black women in media? Joining us now are Issa Rae, creator of the hit web series, The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl, and Tonya Lewis-Lee, founder and editor of HealthyYouNow.com. So nice to have you all both here.
Thank you.
And we still have Joy and Anthea with us. I want to just start with asking, what difference does it make to have Kerry Washington on the cover of Vanity Fair, on the cover of a major fashion magazine?
It makes a huge difference. I think especially for young people, we really need to see ourselves represented across the board. And, you know, we need to see images of people like Kerry Washington, beautiful black women who are positive role models. So I think it's a huge step for all of us.
So I sort of worship Kerry more than a little bit. I have scandal parties on the show and all of this kind of thing. But I do wonder, you know, one of the things that I learned from black women in my life that has been empowering is the extent to which we've created alternate measures of ourselves, of our own beauty, of our own worth, that don't require kind of mainstream media to tell us you're fantastic. Is there a way in which we celebrate, for example, Kerry on the cover of Vanity Fair, but maybe not the women who appear on the cover of Essence, for example?
Well, I think that Kerry is just really, she's setting an example right now because she is one of the lead black actresses on television in a way. So it's kind of scandal. Okay? So it's a huge deal to sort of be, and I don't want to say that we need to be validated by mainstream culture,
right,
but it's an important element. We're still a part of this society. We're functioning members. We are beautiful people, and there is a need to sort of to feel like we belong in a way. And Kerry is setting a standard for beauty, a new standard of beauty that we can all accept and love, and the world can love it. So it's not to say that this means more, but it's an affirmation.
Yep. Joy, let me ask, though, if it's an affirmation of a particular kind of beauty. So, you know, one of the sort of controversies right now in representations of black women is Zoe Saldana as Nina Simone, right?
Yeah.
Nina Simone, who was a dark brown-skinned woman who sang and thought and talked about it, talked about herself as rejected, as not being sufficiently beautiful. And here we have a very classic, very different kind of looking woman playing her.
Yeah, and it's really difficult because you don't want to pile on an actress who's getting beaten up for something. It isn't her fault. She went for the role. She got it, and good for her. But
and she might be great, right?
She might be great. But because Nina Simone's appearance was so endemic to her art, because she made it so important to her, because she made it a part of what she sang about, part of her pain, part of her sort of glory. It was all about who she was as a physical person. So I think casting someone who looks nothing like her and then having to have the prosthetics added, it's something about it just doesn't feel right. And it also doesn't feel affirmative for all the actresses who look more like Nina Simone and who they could have cast. So it is sort of an unfortunate, I think, all the way around.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate in part because there's all these actresses that need jobs, first of all. But second, it's like as though blackness is interchangeable for them. A black woman is just interchangeable. So we can get the kind of black woman we want, and we can just frame her into something else without seeing us as this diverse, beautiful women, light-skinned to very dark-skinned women. And so to just put her in that spot is really, I think, denigrates all of us in a different kind of way, because it just says we will set the standard of what your beauty is, and you don't know what it is.
One of my favorite pieces by Sweet Honey and the Rock is the song "There Are No Mirrors in My Nana's House." Right, that idea that the affirmation and love that can be given intergenerationally from one black woman to another doesn't require something about who we are visually, and yet there is, as you pointed out, something very powerful about the affirmation of beauty that comes from this broader context. How do we manage kind of the light skin privilege question and the issue of hair and all of that, wanting to affirm sort of the totality of who black women are?
Gosh, that's an interesting question. How do we manage that? I think we have to really embrace all of the whole diverse spectrum of who we are as black women. It doesn't matter who you are. My experience as a black woman, just because I'm fair-skinned, does not mean it's any different than, well, it may be different. Yeah. However, I have always felt that being seen by the broader white world, I'm still seen as a black woman. Yep. So therefore, my experience is that of a black woman, just like a darker sister deserve. And to me, it doesn't matter what color you are. We're all still in this together, and we all still have to deal with some of the same issues that come from being a black woman. The world sees me as a black woman as I am, and that's how they deal with me, just as they deal with a sister.
So you've laid out that gauntlet. The world sees me as a black woman, and so the question is, what is it that the world thinks that black women are? And one of the things that helps to shape that is, of course, reality television. And so we are going to talk about that as we come back. Stay with us, everyone. We are just getting started. Remember, MHP Show is 2 hours. There is more Nerdland at the top of the hour from New Orleans.